strike as sophisticated as this, backed by all airborne mortars, Wombat missile launcher, and there goes the target. The missile is well and truly neutralized. And now the commandos pursue the enemy into the wooded cover beyond the airfield, but in just under 7 minutes, that immensely impressive tactical assault was launched from the air and pressed home in this, I think, the most impressive Royal Naval Air display I have ever seen, either at Farnborough or anywhere else. That's the smoke ring from the destroyed missile. And now we are looking out for the reappearance of the Sea Vixens and the Buccaneers in their second role. And this itself is full of meaning, because both these squadrons, 892 and 809 Squadron, are first-line operational squadrons, but now they've switched roles and they're going to give us a display of formation aerobatics. 892 Squadron is Simon Sircus, the successors to Fred's 5, formed in 1962, and those 6 aircraft, 6 Sea Vixens, are the total strength of the squadron. And here comes the Phoenix 5 of 809, the Buccaneers. So the Royal Naval Aerobatic display teams come in anchor formation. There you are. There's the Nelson touch for you. The big heavy Buccaneers, squat aeroplanes following the extraordinary twin boom configuration of the Sea Vixen. By no means a newcomer to Farnborough. It first flew in 1950. It's been in service since 1958 indeed, and it's still in frontline squadron service. And our radar, of course, would play a vital part in an attack like this, and here we're looking at the radar scope in our commentary position, and you can see the curved line traced by the formation growing away to the left on this 4-second scan. In a moment, the Buccaneers and Vixens will separate for their individual displays. There goes Simon Sircus, pulling away from the Phoenix 5, and their display will be coordinated. We'll see first one formation come in for a maneuver, and then the other. The Vixens gaining about 4,500 feet and pulling about 4G in this opening loop, led by Lieutenant Commander Simon Idians, who was given the very, very difficult task when the squadron was disembarked from Hermes in February of forming out of a rundown squadron an aerobatic display team. Well, you'll be able to judge for yourself the standard which these lads have worked up to, many of them on their first operational squadron. In addition to performing all the routine training and guard duties of a frontline squadron, they've had to spend many hours in formation aerobatic practice, as have the Buccaneers coming in here, the Phoenix 5 from 809. Look at that. Lovely slow rolling formation by the Buccaneers, an aircraft by no means intended for this kind of lark. A very fast, very hard-hitting, high or low-level strike aircraft, capable of delivering a nuclear weapon, enormous destructive force represented by those 5 aircraft, now playing for the amusement of the crowd. Though certainly the pilots aren't playing. The Vixen here is, again, not designed for this type of work at all. It's the all-weather fleet fighter, flown by a pilot and observer, navigator, radar operator, crew of 2. See there the unusual high-tailed configuration. But the Vixen weighs 20 tons, no less. So as we watch this Navy display, it's only fair to remember that one of those aeroplanes is the equivalent weight of 5 of the gnats, as flown by the RAF's aerobatic display team, the Red Arrows. Now here come the Buccaneers, the Phoenix 5 for their twinkle roll. They too have been watching the Red Arrows. bad for a heavy strike aeroplane. Now here comes Simon Sircus, the Vixens. Beautifully coordinated, you see, as one formation clears the area, the next comes in, making smoke as they pull up. Lieutenant Commander Idions with his head in the cockpit now, having lined up the formation, watching the G meter to pull 4.5 to 5 G. Each pilot concentrating like mad and working physically jolly hard to throw those big aeroplanes about the sky. Holding a very regular half a span formation. Of course, with a big heavy aeroplane like that, you have to be jolly careful on those descent maneuvers not to get yourself into such a position that you have to pull an impossible G load to get it out. And that is entirely the formation leader's responsibility. He flies the whole formation as if it were one aeroplane. Here come the Buccaneers in their deck landing configuration now. Wheels, flaps and arrestor hooks down. And Bombay's open. And despite the airframe being dirty in that sense, still holding. Very regular, very steady formation. A bit of buffeting on the outside there, as you can see. And now, as we see the underbellies of the aeroplanes, we see the appropriate slogan, Fly Navy. Well, who would blame the boys for that bit of a line shoot? And go the Buccaneers. The precise performance details of the latest Mark II Buccaneer are still secret, because that still has a very real operational future ahead of it, whereas the Sea Vixen here, although still in useful service, must be getting towards the end of its operational career, one would think. You notice how Lieutenant Commander Idions led out of the bomb burst in a sustained inverted climb. Now they're pulling a lot of G on the turn. And in come the Vixens as if they were delivering a nuclear bomb with the toss bombing technique. On the reciprocal in the opposite direction, the Buccaneers thundering in. The sky, a thunder of just subsonic noise. And here finally come the tail enders of the Buccaneers, and last of all the four Phantoms coming in at .895 Mach, just knocking on the speed of sound. Here they come, the Royal Navy strike aircraft of the immediate future. Saw that extraordinary shock wave there built up. Shock and decompression wave. So the Royal Navy breaks away across the Farnborough sky. What a splendid display for Farnborough 58.
Myös huomissa here